Today, we've got a pretty interesting story about a former Dallas Cowboy, Michael Gallup. After a surprising and sudden retirement last year, Gallup has made a huge comeback to the NFL. But his journey from leaving the game to returning with a new team is filled with twists and turns. Let's dive into what happened with Gallup, why he retired, and where he's headed now. Stay tuned. Before the 2024 NFL season started, the Las Vegas Raiders got hit with a surprise. Wide receiver Michael Gallup, who they were hoping would be a key part of their offense, unexpectedly retired. And here's the kicker. He was only 28 at the time. That's young for any player to walk away from the game. But that's exactly what Gallup did. We all know that in the NFL, things can change fast, but this was a shock to many. Gallup had just signed with the Raiders in hopes of revitalizing his career, but out of nowhere, he made the decision to retire. It wasn't like he was an old vet. He was just getting started in his prime. So, what led to this sudden exit? Well, Michael Gallup recently opened up about his decision, and it turns out it wasn't as simple as it seemed. Gallup revealed that the main reason for his retirement was mental health and not being in the right headspace. As he told ESPN's John Keim, the way he was let go from the Cowboys and suddenly thrown into a whole new situation was overwhelming. He wasn't ready for such a quick transition and couldn't process it all. He said, and I quote, "The way I was let go from being in some place for so long and then jumping to a whole other team. It was fast for me, and I wasn't there yet." After a year away from the game, Gallup made the decision to come back. But here's the kicker. By that time, the Raiders had already moved on, so Gallup was free to explore other options. And he didn't wait long. He ended up signing with the Washington Commanders. That's right, Gallup will now face his old team, the Dallas Cowboys, twice a season as a member of the Commanders. That's going to be a story to watch, folks. Now, here's the thing. Gallup's return to the NFL means he'll be going up against his former team, the Cowboys, more often than ever. We've seen plenty of players face off against their old teams, and we all know it brings out a different level of intensity. Gallup will get a chance to show the Cowboys what they lost when he left, and it'll be interesting to see how both sides handle the matchup. But it's not all about the Cowboys. Gallup also has a reunion waiting for him in Washington. He'll be working with head coach Dan Quinn again. Quinn was the defensive coordinator with the Cowboys during Gallup's time there, so there's already a solid connection between the two. Who knows? Maybe that familiarity will help Gallup get back to his old form as he plays under Quinn once again. So, what does the future hold for Michael Gallup? Well, after a surprising retirement and an even more surprising comeback, he's got a new chapter in his career. Facing his former team and reuniting with a coach he knows well, Gallup has a lot to prove. It's going to be exciting to watch how he bounces back in Washington, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on his journey. What do you think of Gallup's decision to retire and then come back? Will he find success with the Commanders?